Next in, we have UCLA, Coach Ben Howland, and number 11, Lazarick Jones, number 5, Jeremy Anderson. Anderson had 4 rebounds and 18 points. Jones had 6 rebounds and 19 points. Coach Howland, you can go ahead and start some opening remarks.
Well, I was really glad we had such a good second half. They really did a good job in the first half. Getting to the foul line, driving us. We were too extended out. I thought we did a better job the second half. Playing our defense a little more packed in. Our help defense has still got such a long way to go, and they really spread us out. And they're a very well coached team. You got to give them a lot of credit. I thought the first half was an even half, and then the second half we got off to a great start. I thought that we got some really good minutes out of both these two youngsters next to me. Jeremy made big shots tonight and hit 4 for 6 from 3. Really was efficient in scoring as many points as he did on 6 shots. And Zeke did a good job not only scoring but sharing the basketball. I thought Stover's energy was great tonight. I really thought when Reeves came in the game in the second half is when we broke away. He had 5 defensive rebounds, even though he didn't score a point. He really helped change the game to our way with him coming in and giving us energy and playing really hard. Josh, I thought, had a good stretch in the second half where he blocked 4 shots. But, so we're glad to get a win under our belt.
Ben Balch, Los Angeles Times. What was the difference in the 29-3 run in the second half? Are you just knocking down outside shots?
Yeah, we did a better job defensively. I remember we looked up, there was probably about 8 minutes ago in the rest of the game, they scored 11 points at one point. So our defense got a lot better, and we were able to force some turnovers off some blocks. We got some good opportunities to push the ball in transition. I thought we started attacking the zone better, and they had to come out of the zone. And we got 16 offensive rebounds, a lot of rebounds, so we did a good job on the glass tonight.
What's it like defensively knowing that guys like Reeves and Stover and even Josh tonight have your back? They're blocking a lot of shots, made it a lot easier on you guys.
I think it helps us a lot out on the perimeter, knowing that we have them as a safety net back in the key. But honestly, Coach definitely teaches us to keep our guy in front of us, and that's the goal for all of us on the perimeter. So. We just got to keep working defensively on staying in front of the ball, and they're going to get their blocks because they're big and athletic, and they really help us counter.
Were you guys worried at halftime that here we go again a little bit, and you lost your first 2 games, and then you're on a 2-point game with Chamindade, that things might not get any better at that point?
To be honest, the atmosphere felt different in the locker room. I could see everybody was a little confident. You can tell everybody was really anxious to get back on the floor and work hard. From the beginning, it came out with some energy that we on the same. So I feel like this is a turning point for us.
Ben, Tom Keegan of the Lawrence Journal World. Have you ever had to suspend a guy or sit out a guy for a half and then play him the next half before?
You know what, the situation with Reeves is that he missed the bus going to the airport, and he's never done that. The guy's a morning person, so he's been through a lot here, but I still felt that we had to do something, so I wanted to let him know that, he's got to do a better job leaving his phone on to be the alarm rather than the electric one that can be blank out if the electricity goes out, and that's what happened. But he's never been late for a road trip or anything before, so no, I've never done that before, but that's behind us now, and I was really pleased with his energy that he brought to the team tonight when he got his chance to get in there.
Zeke, is there anything to the fact that you guys are sort of comfortable getting away from the drama at home, maybe with the road show and the first home losses? Is it nice to sort of be away from that? And obviously it's nice to be in Maui, but can you talk about that a little bit?
Just to have the mentality that this is a serious trip. We're not out here to have fun, we're out here to get wins, and that's what we're out here to do. Right now, we have to keep that mindset. When we get back home, hopefully we can do the same. So right now, I'm not too much focused on the past right now.
What was it like for you guys to get Reeves back and play with him after three halves of not having him?
It was exciting. Obviously, you saw what happened out there. There's a lot more energy coming from every single player on our team, and Reeves does that for us. He inspires a lot of guys in our team once he's out there playing hard. And when he brings that energy, it's a good thing for our team just because it gets us started and really has us focused on defense. So I thought that was really exciting for us.
Ben, if you should happen to play Kansas tomorrow night, last year in Allen Fieldhouse you would have beaten them, but for a highly questionable call with .4 seconds left.
Actually, we would have gotten into overtime if they hadn't called that. They're a really good team. So is Georgetown. I mean, this is next game playing upstairs here in a few minutes. It's going to be a heck of a ball game. Those are both very good teams and are very well coached. That play different. The Princeton offense versus one, the really tough, high-low, post-up game for Kansas. So either opponent, whoever we end up playing, is going to be a very good challenge for our team, and will be the best team we've played thus far. And so we've got our work cut out for us, and we want to get back and get rested. And as soon as we know who's won that game, then we'll do a sky reporting video tonight. And this is kind of like you're playing a conference tournament in the middle of November, where you get used to preparation on less than 24 hours.
All right, thank you very much, Coach. Thanks, players. UCLA wins 92-60. They'll play the winner of Georgetown, Kansas. That game will be tomorrow afternoon at 4:30. Okay, we have from Chamindade, number 11, number 5, Lee Bailey, and number 40, Ricky Claiborne, and Coach Derek Bavard. Coach, we turn it over to you first, and you can make some opening comments, and then we'll have some Q&A.
Yeah, sure. I thought we really battled in the first half. I thought we had a great game plan for them. I thought our guys played really, really well. I never thought that UCLA would shoot the ball that well in the second half, and it seemed like there was a stretch there where they made like 5 or 6 of them in a row. That kind of hurt us a lot, and we kind of struggled offensively there for a while. Our guys played tough though. They didn't give up. As you can see in the first half, we were in a ball game. And unfortunately, we just weren't able to stop in the second half and struggle a little bit offensively.
Tom Keegan with the Lawrence Journal-World.
Yes.
Reeves Nelson didn't play the first half, was suspended for a half a game. How did he change the way they played, and have you ever in your years of coaching suspended a player for a half a game?
I've only been a head coach here for a few months, but in high school I was a head coach for a while. I have never suspended a guy for a half. He's a really good player, and I don't think he had a major impact on the way they played in the second half. I think it was more the three-point shooting. And then when we had to close out and guard the three-point shooters, obviously it opened it up for the big guy. And he was able to do a little bit more work down there when we had to close out on all the shooters.
Coach, was it just making three-pointers and shots in the second half, or did you see any adjustments that UCLA made?
I'm sure when I look back at the film, they made a few adjustments. I know it's kind of plain and simple, but we struggled a little bit. Things weren't going our way that well on our offensive sets and so forth. I don't think they made huge adjustments. I think it was more us making a lot more mistakes and so forth. But I think it all came down to they really, through that stretch, they really shot the ball incredibly well. I've got a really tough freshman point guard right here. He obviously played like a seasoned veteran. Played against great competition all his life in high school. He battled with those guys. He kept us in the game for a long time.
So Lee, what was it like when they went on a 29-3 run? I mean, what were you thinking? Or was it just like, what can we do to stop them at this point?
Like Coach said, we came in knowing that we were, really outsized, and that in the previous games this season they haven't shot the three well. So us packing it in, coming in was our strategy, and we were going to force them to make shots, and that's what they did. And then I think offensively, we just got stagnant. We just, stopped moving as much. It's not as much. I don't really think UCLA did that much different defensively. I just think, we just had to keep moving, keep our motion going, because that's what we were getting open looks at, and that's how, people were creating for other people. And I think that's what we didn't do, is more our mistakes than what UCLA did.
At halftime, you were only down 2. I mean, were you thinking, they've lost 2 games, they're kind of on their heels a little bit. We can get them and win this game.
We knew it was going to be a battle before halftime because they was getting themselves kind of hyped. They was trying to get that momentum up. So we knew that bucket they got right before the half was a big momentum for them going in, and they was going to come out strong. So we was trying to come out and score the first bucket and keep it going, keep the momentum going.
We knew they needed to win this game. They've been struggling this season. Dropped a couple games that they felt like they shouldn't have dropped. And I just think they came out and we battled, but at the end of the day they came out, they hit shots. I'm sure that was part of the things, that they were getting open looks and they started hitting them. And I do think Reeves had not as much a effect as a player, but just mentally for the team, kind of like the fresh legs, just the energy he brought. I think that kind of sparked their team and got their crowd kind of into it when he got in there. But at halftime we were executing exactly like we wanted to. We were doing the things we talked about in practice, packing it in. They weren't getting that many, points off, their post. And I think we executed well in the first half, and the second half they did what we wanted them to do coming in.
Ricky, this is a much different looking team for you guys than what you had here last year. What can you say just about, given that, how well you guys did in the first half?
But we came in definitely as the underdogs. So last year, the team that I played with before, we were much bigger. They looked at us and we kind of looked like a D1 team. We had size, we had quickness, we had a point guard, and big. This year is more, we have a lot of all-around players. Everybody played more as a team this year than we did in my previous years. Everybody got each other back. So we played as a family out there. So no matter size, everybody got heart. And that's the difference between these two teams.
Okay, thank you very much, Coach. Thanks, Lee. Thanks, Ricky.
Thanks, guys.
Chaminade will play tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. and they'll play the winner of the next game, which is Georgetown, Kansas. Or they'll play the loser of the next game.